Well, good evening and welcome into Underwood. Nick Stuvis alongside Tim Bloom here with you as we're getting set for the semifinals of the Class 2A Region 8 tournament between the Underwood Eagles and the Kuemper Catholic Knights. Hopefully you can hear us over the music here. The crowd is filing in, and we are just about set to go in what should be a fantastic matchup. How they got here, Kuemper Catholic took down Logan Magnolia in an upset on the road, 49-45 on Tuesday evening. Meanwhile, Underwood cruised past AHSTW conference rival 51-36 to get here, and this is a game, Tim, that has a lot at stake because the winner of this game will be one win away from the state tournament.
And it's going to be a good one. I'm curious to see how Kuemper is going to handle Elizabeth Jacobson in the middle. And Kuemper's got some size too. They've had some common opponents. Both teams have played Glenwood. Both teams have played Lewis Central. So they know what it's like to take on good quality, tough opponents. They both play in good basketball conferences, so it's just going to be interesting to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, you mentioned Elizabeth Jacobson, of course, the leading scorer, leading rebounder for this Underwood team, averaging over 13 points per game, just over 10 rebounds. She is a beast down low. At 6'2", there's not a whole lot you can do, especially in Class 2A basketball. So she is going to be one to watch for sure tonight, Tim.
Well, and she shoots 64% from the field, so 6 out of 10 shots. That's not too shabby.
Nope. Yeah, and then you look on the other side, of course, Kuemper really has an overall balanced scoring. Tell me, Tim, who are some of the main ones we need to watch out for Kuemper?
Well, Catherine Mayhall's our leading scorer, so Elsa Tiefenthaler, they similar scoring averages. That may bode pretty well for Kuemper that they can spread the ball out. But let's not take anything away from Underwood either, because Aaliyah Humphrey is not a bad ball player. I've had the pleasure of officiating her in the past. So it's going to be a good quality game tonight.
Absolutely. Again, we're getting ready for the Class 2A Region 8 semifinals. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the tip-off here on the KMAX stream.
Dave Lyon Towing and Repair has been serving the Underwood area for over 40 years. They offer 24-hour light and heavy-duty towing and recovery, including a rotator, winch equipment, wreckers, and flatbeds to serve you. They're available for repair on cars and trucks Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 134th Street in Underwood, when you need a lift or repair work, call Dave Lyon Towing and Repair of Underwood, Iowa, 712-566-2317. Not the biggest, just the best.
Drop in to the Do Drop In for fantastic daily food specials. For lunch on Monday, chicken fried steak. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is a wild card. Thursday, bacon cheeseburger, fries, and chocolate cake. And Friday is a sirloin steak sandwich. And for supper specials, on Thursday it's roasted chicken and Friday prime rib. Open 11:30 till 9 weekdays, till 2 Friday and Saturday, and closed Sundays. Drop in to the Do Drop In McClellan for great family food and drinks with friends.
Welcome back into the KMA Extreme. Nick Stavas, Tim Bloom here with you in Underwood as we are getting set for the Class 2A Region 8 semifinals. The winner of this game will be one win away from the state tournament. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Agrivision Equipment Group here on the Agrivision Tournament Trail. For the Kuemper Catholic Knights, the visiting team tonight, Catherine Mayhall, Elsa Tiefenthaler, Aubrey Hutton, Lauren Bell, and Franny Glynn. And for the home team, Underwood Eagles, the Western Iowa Conference champions, Aaliyah Humphrey, Leah Hall, Tyler Hull, Delaney Ambrose, and Elizabeth Jacobson. Kuemper wearing their all reds with yellow gold trim. Meanwhile, Underwood in their white home uniforms with blue trim, and we are underway and ready to go. Underwood wins the tip on the back of Elizabeth Jacobson. And now here's Aaliyah Humphrey with the ball, gets it over to the right wing for Tyler Hull. Up top for Delaney Ambrose. Back to Hull on the right wing. Hull dribbles to the top of the key. Now gets a screen from Ambrose. Hull backs to the three-throw line. Tried to throw it in to Elizabeth Jacobson, and it's stolen away by Kuemper.
And that's what Kuemper's going to have to do all night.
And underneath, Catherine Mayhall was fouled. Yeah, you mentioned they can't let Elizabeth Jacobson touch the ball. I mean, that's essentially the best defense.
Well, they had the defender from the guard side.
Side with it. Elsa Tiefenthaler dribbles to the free throw line, now kicks it out. Lauren Bell, 2-point jumpers off the mark, and the rebound goes to Elizabeth Jacobson down low. Up ahead quickly to Leah Hall. Now to Jacobson at the free throw line. She'll take a jumper. That's good. Pure shot from the big girl. And then a steal from Tyler Hull on the inbound. Now here's Delaney Ambrose. 4-2 Underwood with the lead, and they have the ball again after the steal. Aaliyah Humphrey driving, and she's fouled. She'll head to the line for a pair of free throws, and when you have a center that is 6 feet 2 inches tall and has a touch like that, Tim Bloom, that's tough to defend.
If she can bring him out outside the free throw line and hit that jumper, it's going to be a long evening.
First free throw on the way for Aaliyah Humphrey is good. So 5-2 here in the early going, 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Second free throw on the way for Humphrey is short off the front iron, and the rebound goes underneath to Kuemper. Lauren Bell ripped that one down. Now here comes Catherine Mayhall bringing it up the floor. Gets it to the corner. 3 on the way now for Aubrey Hutton. That's off the mark, and the rebound goes to Delaney Ambrose. Now here comes Underwood. Kuemper missed their last 3 shots since that opening make. Tyler Hull outside. Gets it off to Leah Hall. Hall dribbles to the left wing. Fakes the pass down low. Kicks it back out to Tyler Hull. Now out to Hall. We got Hull and Hall playing catch, Tim. Now here's Aaliyah Humphrey outside. 10 to shoot.
Just to change up the names you're calling.
Now here's Tyler Hull inside. Runner in the lane is blocked away. Leah Hall gets the rebound, but then it's stolen away by Aubrey Hutton, and a foul in the backcourt. And this Kuemper crowd came in full force tonight, Tim Bloom.
They've got their yellow towels that they're waving out, and they've got a supply of them down below us.
This crowd is fired up. Wow. And remember, this is a doubleheader, but Kuemper does not play in the boys' game. It's Red Oak instead. So it's kind of an unprecedented, kind of a strange situation here, because you're going to have 3 teams here tonight, both Underwood teams, and then these Kuemper girls and Red Oak boys later tonight. They had to mash the 2 games together due to the weather last night.
And the other interesting part is you had to buy tickets to both games.
I know, strange. Very strange. Catherine Mayhall just drew a foul on the floor. So they will get an inbound underneath the basket. That's on Aaliyah Humphrey. 3-1 the fouls are in favor of Kuemper. And she is the consummate point guard. She will run the floor. She will direct the offense. Doesn't score as much as some people would maybe think she does, but the way she runs the offense is just phenomenal. She went 2 for 2 at the line there. It's 7-5 now. Underwood with the lead. 4:45 to go in the first quarter. In the high post, here's Casey Peter, who just checked into the game for Kuemper. Dribble handoff, now the kick out. Overmole gets in the corner. Now once again, Peter had it ripped away, and it's a jump ball. The possession arrow stays with Kuemper, but a nice defensive play there by Leah Hall, Tim.
They're going after the ball. Active hands trying to tip it loose.
The inbound. And Lauren Bell had it swatted away. No foul call. The crowd wants a foul. They don't get it. Here comes Aaliyah Humphrey. Humphrey dribble handoff to Leah Hall. Outside for Tyler Hull. Now for Aaliyah Humphrey again. Humphrey gets it down low to Jacobson, immediately double teamed and draws a foul. So even when you have two girls on her, she still gets herself to the line.
And she went up strong. And that's basically all you can do in that situation when you're the offensive player. Just go up as strong as you can.
You're either going to make the shot or draw the contact. You know, there's
or
not
both.
much. There's not much a 5'8" girl can do against a 6'2" girl. That's just height being height. Aaliyah Humphrey misses the first free throw though.
And the old adage is you can't coach height.
Yep. So second free throw now on the way for Elizabeth Jacobson, and it's good. So Jacobson goes 1 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point lead here for Underwood in the early going, nearly halfway gone in this first quarter. There's Mayhall with it outside. That was Tiefenthaler. Dribble handoff to Mayhall. Now the pass underneath and a floater from the baseline to Lauren Bell, and she nails it. Gets it to pour over that rim. Back to a 1-point game.
Just looking at her when she took that shot, she was a little bit concerned about Jacobson being right close to her.
Underneath, Elizabeth Jacobson missed the shot, got her own board and scores. She got boxed out and still got the offensive rebound and puts it in. Back to a 3-point lead for Underwood. Now up ahead, a floater on the baseline is good for Carson Overmall. With 3.5 left in the first. Aaliyah Humphrey with it outside. Humphrey to Tyler Hull. Over to Leah Hall on the right wing. Now for Humphrey at the top of the key. Humphrey, entry pass to Jacobson, kick out. Leah Hall for 3. That's off the back iron, no good, but Jacobson grabbed the board and gets fouled again. Elizabeth Jacobson is imposing her will on Kuemper right now. Impressive stuff, Tim.
So far she's doing exactly what I anticipated she would be doing, and that's making her presence known inside.
She's only made 1 field goal, but this is her 3rd trip to the free throw line as she nails the first free throw. Now we get a hockey line change here for Underwood as Carly Nelson, Haley Stengel, and Kinley Ferguson have checked into the game. Jacobson goes 1 for 2 again, so still just a 2-point game. Up ahead, blocked by Carly Nelson. Lauren Bell tried to go up strong. She got blocked away by Carly Nelson, and then a nice move by Kinley Ferguson. And it's a 4-point lead.
What they call their normal gathering motion for the shot.
And that time the shot no good in the middle for Casey Peter. And then we have a foul on the rebound as Aubrey Hutton grabbed the board and was thrown to the floor. So already 9 total fouls called in the first 6 minutes of this game. 2:05 to go in the first quarter. Kuemper gets another inbound from underneath the basket. And the inbound pass got tipped. Nicely done there by Carly Nelson. Up ahead, Aaliyah Humphrey got fouled again. And when these Kuemper players foul, they foul hard, Tim. These Underwood girls are taking a beating right now. You got to give them credit. If you're going to foul, you might as well hack, right?
A coach I knew once said if you're going to foul a shooter going in, make sure the ball never goes above their shoulders.
I love that. It's a foul either way. Humphrey first free throw is good, and it is a 7-point lead now for Underwood. They are currently on a 7-0 run. Humphrey to the line for the 3rd time tonight. Second free throw on the way. That's off the mark. And the rebound goes to Catherine Mayhall. Now Mayhall wants to push the pace. Mayhall up ahead. Puts it up. Floater in the lane. No good. Rebound underneath to Carly Nelson. Mayhall was trying to draw the contact. They did not give her the call. And now here comes Aaliyah Humphrey with it with 1:45 to go in the first. Underneath, Elizabeth Jacobson turns around. Can't quite get the floater to go. And then we get a rebound foul.
She was just a little aggressive on the rebound.
And that is going to be the first on Elizabeth Jacobson. And honestly, Tim, it's actually this. They didn't call that on her. They called that on Carly Nelson. So Elizabeth Jacobson is still foul-less. And that's huge, Tim, because she has been a little susceptible to getting in foul trouble this season. But they've played almost 7 minutes of this game, and she has yet to pick up her first. Outside with a Mayhall. Underneath, Tiefenthaler. Kick out. 2-point jumper on the way for Casey Peters. No good. And then we get a rebound foul on Kuemper. Same call, Tim.
They're just.
If you're going to call it one way, you're going to call it the other. I'm not sure why Kuemper's so upset about that one.
And I know the guys on this crew. They are good officials, and it's going to be the same on both ends. I've actually had the pleasure of working with all three of them.
And up ahead, all alone, Delaney Ambrose was just standing there, but she missed the layup. And then the rebound goes underneath to Casey Peter. Ambrose put it on the floor. I'm not sure why she did that. She was standing by herself underneath the basket. So we get a timeout. Kuemper, 16-9 the score. 1:15 to go here in the first quarter. We'll step aside for 30 seconds here on the KMAX stream.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Welcome back into the KMAX stream. 16-9 the score.
It's still all about the people that make it happen. AgriVision Equipment is looking for those people to share in the excitement of driverless vehicles, artificial intelligence, drones, and even more John Deere innovation. If you're excited about what this will offer the ag industry, you might be a fit for service technician positions receiving a competitive wage, benefits package, job growth, and stability. Apply at agrivisionequipment.com/tech.
46 seconds left in this first quarter. 6-point lead for Underwood here in this Class 2A Region 8 semifinal. Winner of this game will be one win away from the state tournament. And it's been a good one so far. Kinsley Ferguson, a three off the inbound, no good. Coming out of the timeout, good play drawn up. Shot was open, but did not fall. And now up ahead, Elizabeth Jacobson's called for a foul as Lauren Bell came in. And kind of looks straight up to me, Tim, but we'll see.
Well, we're about 15 rows up on the balcony, and the officiating crew is right down there with it in front of them. So
I just, Tim, I just want your official opinion. I mean, 14 fouls in the first quarter is a lot, and it's one of those things where it's postseason. Do you let them play a little more? Do you not let them play a little more? Do you call it tighter? I don't know. I mean, that's a question you could probably answer, but we did a lot of whistles in this first quarter here, and some of them have been a little ticky-tack. Underneath to Delaney Ambrose, turnaround shot is way off the mark, but Elizabeth Jacobson got the ball. Now the kick out, three on the way for Kinsley Ferguson. That's good. Ferguson drains the tray, and it's back to an 8-point lead for Underwood with 16 seconds left in the first quarter.
When I was doing tournament games, you always try to do it, and if you called it that way the first game of the year, you call it that way at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And better players. Better players are actually going to cause you to blow your whistle less.
Yep.
Because they're just playing that much better.
19-11 the score here at the end of the first quarter. Underwood with a big lead. Please don't hate me, Underwood fans. I've been calling a lot of trainer games lately. Underwood with a big lead over Kuemper. 19-11 the score. We'll be right back.
Systems are their business.
Welcome back into the KMAX stream. We've already begun the second quarter. Elizabeth Jacobson just missed the first shot of the second quarter, but Tyler Hull pulled down the offensive rebound. Underwood with an 8-point lead to start this second quarter. It was an impressive first there from the Eagles. Stifling defense, really good free throw shooting. But foul trouble is going to be something we need to watch in this game for both teams. The fouls are 8-6. Underwood with 8, Kuemper with 6. 14 fouls called in that first 8 minutes. Now here's Elizabeth Jacobson with it at the top of the key. Tried to feed it underneath, and it's stolen away. Lauren Bell poked it away from Delaney Ambrose, and then we have another out of bounds. It looks like Aaliyah Humphrey was able to poke that one away from Bell. It'll stay with Kuemper, though, with 7:10 to go in the second. Oh, maybe they forgot to add a bucket in that first quarter. I'm not sure where that phantom 2 points came from, because it was 19-11, and then she made that bucket. It was 19-15, so maybe a 4-point bucket there for Kuemper. Not sure. Either way,
steal by
Aaliyah Humphrey with a steal. Nice bounce pass to Tyler Hull up ahead. She missed the lay-in, though, and the rebound goes underneath to Lauren Bell. So a couple easy opportunities missed here for Underwood. Under 6 to play here in the first half, and a 6-point lead for the Eagles. Outside with it, Elsa Tiefenthal. Now here's Catherine Mayhall underneath for Hutton. Kick out. Now Overmole puts up a floater. How did she get that one to go?
She's a lefty, and she did it exactly perfect.
Carson Overmole nails the shot. And it looks like they're going to keep it at 15. So, yeah, it was 21-13. Now it's 21-15. So they corrected themselves. They were just waiting to do so. And another steal, and then another steal, and Aaliyah Humphrey has the ball.
We're stealing the ball from each other between the free throw lines.
Outside, Tyler Hull with it, gets it down low. Nice pass to Elizabeth Jacobson. Too easy. Too easy for Jacobson underneath. Back to an 8-point lead for the Eagles. Now here's Tiefenthaler. Kick out, Overmole, 3 on the way. That's good! Carson Overmole knocks down the tray, and it's back to a 5-point game. Outside with it. Aaliyah Hall threw it away. Or excuse me, Leah Hall could not handle the pass from Aaliyah Humphrey. So we have an Aaliyah. We have Leah, Aaliyah, Hall, and Hull. How about that for names?
Apparently there was a lot of the same thought process in naming kids about that time.
About
in our
16
history.
years ago, yeah. Overmole, another left-handed floater. That's no good, and the rebound goes to Jacobson. Almost had it stolen away, but they're going to get a reach-in foul on Casey Peter, and that's one that you just kind of can't give there. It should be a 1-on-1 here. It'll be free throws now for Elizabeth Jacobson. 8-7 the fouls, so both teams shooting free throws the rest of the way here with 4:38 to go in the second quarter.
Some of the early foul trouble could be attributed to nerves early on in the game. They both settled down by now, so they're just going to have to live with it and then work around it.
We got a lane violation there, it looked like. It looks like Carson Overmole jumped in the lane a little early. She jumped right in front of Elizabeth Jacobson, but Jacobson made the shot anyway, so no harm, no foul there. Second free throw now on the way for Jacobson. Knocks it down, so she goes 2 for 2 at the line. That's a 7-point lead for Underwood. And Tim, you know, Elizabeth Jacobson's free throw shooting is so important to this team because she's going to get to the line. It's just a matter of whether or not she makes them. And when she shoots well from the free throw line, they win games. We got another foul on the floor against Underwood.
Now we're going to spend a good portion of the next 4 minutes and 25 seconds shooting free throws.
Elise on the line shooting the 1-on-1.
First shot of the way is good.
And the bonus for Tiefenthaler.
Second free throw for Elsa T. Here's Kinsley Ferguson with it outside. Ferguson feeds it to Aaliyah Humphrey. It was almost stolen away, but we get a jump ball, and the possession will stay with Underwood.
Possession will stay with the Eagles.
2:46 to go here in this first half. 28-24 the score. It's been a relatively high-scoring game in terms of girls basketball. Definitely more scoring than a lot of games I've seen. Humphrey to inbound it. Gets it into Tyler Hull. Now a 3 on the way off the inbound. That's no good. Long rebound. Tipped around. Out of bounds. That'll stay with no. What? Wow. It sure looks like Elsa Tiefenthaler pretty clearly tipped that out of bounds, but they say it goes to the Knights.
Well, Ron Griebert was on top of that call. He was right down there by it.
And I don't know. And a free throw there, free throw line jumper there for Casey Peter, and it's a 2-point game. 2:24 left in the second quarter, and it's a 2-point Underwood lead, and this crowd is getting loud for Kuemper. Tyler Hull with it outside. Hull over on the wing for Allie Fletcher. Now Aaliyah Humphrey, she pulls up. Can she gets it to go? Very smooth shot there from Aaliyah Humphrey. Back to a 4-point game, under 2 to go here in the second quarter. Here's Mayhall, feeds it down low, blocked away by Carly Nelson. And the rebound to Tyler Hull. Now Aaliyah Humphrey walks it up the floor for the Eagles. Gonna try to build that lead back with 1:45 to go in the second quarter. Fletcher with it out top, gets it over to Tyler Hull on the right wing. Hull was looking for the entry pass to Jacobson. It's not there. Now playing catch with Aaliyah Humphrey. Humphrey dribble handoff. Allie Fletcher, outside Hall. 10 to shoot. Hall looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it inside. Nice cut by Aaliyah Humphrey. And one! How about that, Tim Bloom?
She got a very favorable roll on that. She put a little extra spin on it, hoping to get that, too.
What a cut. She cuts from the top of the key. And a nice pass from Tyler Hall. And then Aaliyah Humphrey gets the roll and the free throw, and she heads to the line to complete the three-point play here with 1:25 left in the second quarter. Shot on the way is good. And a huge possession there for Underwood. Leah Hall's going to check back into the game. Humphrey's going to have his seat. Good. Elizabeth Jacobson's going to check out of the game here with 51 seconds left. Smart here by Andy Van Foss and get Humphrey and Jacobson out of the game at the end of the half. Avoid picking up any silly fouls as Franny Glenn goes 2 for 2. And with the way they're calling this game tonight, that is especially smart. Now we're going to get a full court press here from Kuemper with 52 seconds left in the second quarter. Delaney Ambrose with it in the midcourt, gets it up ahead to Leah Hall. They break the press. Now in the corner, Allie Fletcher with it. Out top for Tyler Hall. Over to Hall on the right wing. Back to Hall on the top of the key. Play and catch are the two. Now Hall's going to drive baseline. Puts it up. That's no good. Rebound. Fought for and a jump ball. So the Eagles will keep possession here.
Good news, bad news with 32 seconds left. The good news is you retain possession. The bad news is if nothing changes, Kuemper's going to have it to start the second half.
The bad news is I just spilled my water all over our table, Tim Bloom.
Apparently
that's not the first time that's happened.
Apparently the arrow was incorrect because they've changed it and awarded the ball to Kuemper.
Yeah, I thought maybe that Underwood was given the last jump ball, so that makes a little more sense. Here's Catherine Mayhall, kick out. Floater for Overmole. Can't hit that one. Nelson the rebound. Underwood's going to get last shot here, leading by 5. They would love to get a bucket going into the half, but they need to get it across the timeline first. Tyler Hull just barely
They will start with the ball for the second half.
Here's Hull. Tried to get to the corner for Allie Fletcher. Stolen away by Catherine Mayhall. Fighting Hull all the way down the floor. They're going to call a foul on that on the floor with 2 seconds to go in the second quarter.
On Tyler Hall, that is her second, team's 10th. Catherine Mayhall on the line, shooting 2.
First free throw on the way for Mayhall is good. Mayhall makes them both. And they're going to dribble this out. And that takes us to the end of the first half. Lots of free throw shot in that one. Tons of fouls. And it ends up in a 3-point game at the half. 33-30 the score. Underwood leads here in this Class 2A Region 8 semifinal game. We'll be back in about 8 minutes with the second half here on the KMAX stream.
Dave Lyon Towing and Repair has been serving the Underwood area for over 40 years. They offer 24-hour light and heavy-duty towing and recovery, including a rotator, winch equipment, wreckers, and flatbeds to serve you. They're available for repair on cars and trucks Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 134th Street in Underwood, when you need a lift or repair work, call Dave Lyon Towing and Repair of Underwood, Iowa, 712-566-2317. Not the biggest, just the best.
Drop in to the Do Drop In for fantastic daily food specials. For lunch on Monday, chicken fried steak. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is a wild card. Thursday, bacon cheeseburger, fries, and chocolate cake. And Friday is a sirloin steak sandwich. And for supper specials, on Thursday it's roasted chicken and Friday prime rib. Open 11:30 till 9 weekdays, till 2 Friday and Saturday, and closed Sundays. Drop in to the Do Drop in McClellan for great family food and drinks with friends.
Welcome back into the KMAX stream. Nick Stavis here with you in Underwood alongside Tim Bloom as we're getting set for the second half of this Class 2A Region 8 semifinal matchup. The winner of this one will head to the regional finals where there will be one win away from the state tournament. Underwood with a 33-30 lead over Kuemper at the break. Tim, what's your kind of overall main reaction of that first half? Really felt like whistles and free throws dominated it.
Oh, there was a lot of fouls. And as I told you off air before we came back on, we're probably not going to finish the game with everybody we started with. But with that said, I think the most fouls that any player on either side has is 2. So as long as they all agree to take one home with them, we'll have everybody going.
Absolutely. Again, Underwood, reigning Western Iowa Conference champions, looking to get back to the state tournament for the second time in our second year in a row. Meanwhile, Kuemper trying to keep this Cinderella story going. They knocked off Logan Magnolia on the road 49-45 on Tuesday night. And they are looking for another road win here. The winner of this one will play Pocahontas area or South Central Calhoun in the regional final. Obviously, that game happening at the moment. And the location of that game is still to be determined. But we are underway now. 7:57 on the clock here in the third quarter as Aaliyah Humphrey has the ball outside for Underwood of the first possession of the second half. Leading by 3, the Eagles. Out top for Elizabeth Jacobson. Hands it back to Aaliyah Humphrey. Now for Tyler Hull in the left wing. Underneath, Delaney Ambrose. Turn around. Nicely done there. Good move in the lane for Ambrose, and she gets the bucket to put Underwood up by 5 here in the first possession of the second quarter. Now here's Catherine Mayhall with it for Underwood. Or excuse me, for Kuemper. Aubrey Hutton, pull up from the elbow. That's no good. Rebound underneath to Ambrose. Quick shot there for Kuemper, Tim.
I liked what Underwood did on their last set. They took Jacobson all the way out past the three-point line and opened it up for Delaney Ambrose.
Now here's Aaliyah Humphrey driving on the baseline. Looked like she may have gotten fouled. Underwood crowd wants it. No call. Now up ahead here for Tiefenthaler, and then we got a steal. Leah Hall knocked it away. Excuse me, Leah Hall came up with it. Aaliyah Humphrey knocked it away. Now Tyler Hull brings it up the floor for Underwood. Minute gone here in the third quarter. Out top with it. Hall underneath Jacobson. Double teamed. Back to Hall. Floater in the lane. That's off the mark, and the rebound underneath to Hutton.
That wasn't a bad choice by Jacobson there. I mean, she was coming right at the basket.
Now Hutton drives baseline. She had it knocked away. Out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of Kuemper. So it will stay.
She went up to take the shot and realized she was too far into the basket. Kind of flipped it out of bounds, hoping to maybe get a little something she wasn't entitled to.
Here's Tyler Hull with it. Crosses the timeline. Brings it out to the top of the key. Over the right wing for Humphrey, and then we get a foul off the ball underneath the basket as the entry pass to Delaney Ambrose. She was fouled from behind by Lauren Bell, so that's the first foul of the second half with 6:19 to go in the third. Inbound here on the baseline. Gets it into Delaney Ambrose. Threw up a wild shot. Tried to draw the contact. Could not do so. Now here comes Mayhall with it. Mayhall, stop and pop 3. That's off the mark. Front iron, no good. Rebound underneath to Tyler Hull. Had it knocked away, but it will stay with Underwood. Hull to inbound it. Full court press here for Kuemper. Now they're going to back off.
The contingent of Kuemper students down in front of us are doing everything they can to encourage the officials to call it for Kuemper on everything, which is part of the magic of a student body.
Yep. Here's Tyler Hull. Leah Hall underneath. Ambrose off the glass. No good. Rebound Jacobson. Turns around and puts it in. Elizabeth Jacobson being 6'2" right there. And we get a timeout. Kuemper. Andrew Klunk wants to talk it over with his squad. 4 straight points out of the gate here in the second half for Underwood. They lead by 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the KMAX stream.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, And, you know, you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
.542 to go here in the third quarter and a 7-point lead for Underwood. They've scored 4 straight points coming out of the break here. Good start for the Eagles, but Kuemper has stuck around this entire game, even when down by 10, and I have a feeling they're going to keep it close. Here's Obermole with it, gets it out to Mayhall. Mayhall to the corner for Casey Peter, a jump shot baseline. That's an air ball, but they rebound off the knee of Aaliyah Humphrey and back into the hands of Catherine Mayhall. Now outside with it, Lauren Bell. Bell drives right hand, puts it up off the glass, can't score. Rebound tipped out of bounds. That is off of Kuemper, and it will go over to the Eagles. And this young man down here is arguing every call that could possibly be argued.
He's having fun with it, and that's what you like to see from the kids.
Oh, yeah. I was one of those.
Be respectful, have
in my
fun.
day. Outside with it, Leah Hall gets it to Tyler Hull. Now the feed underneath Jacobson, and not an and one. Just rolled off the rim, but she'll go to the line for a pair of free throws.
And what you saw there versus the play we had in the first half, as soon as she got that ball, she didn't put it on the floor. She just went up strong to the basket.
First free throw on the way for Jacobson is good.
Second shot for Elizabeth Jacobson. Taffenthaler returns.
Second foul shot on the way for Jacobson is good, and this is the largest lead of the game for Underwood. Up by 9, 39-30 the score. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Underneath, Lauren Bell, floater from the baseline's no good. Jacobson the board, and Kuemper is ice cold coming out of the halftime break. Here's Aaliyah Humphrey with it outside. Gets it to Tyler Hull. Hull back to Humphrey. Humphrey drives baseline underneath. Jacobson, fall away jumper, that's no good. Rebound, tips around, and controlled by Mayhall. Now the pass up ahead. Tiefenthaler with it. Back to Mayhall, top of the key. Fakes the three, now drives, and she's fouled by Tyler Hull.
On Tyler Hull, that is her third.
And Hull will take a seat. That's her third foul. And Haley Stengel checks into the game for her. Now the inbound pass underneath to Lauren Bell. Almost had it knocked away. Gets it off to Tiefenthaler, but she traveled. And that's a turnover. 4:28 left in this third quarter. 9-point lead for Underwood. They have taken control of this game here so far in the second half. 6 unanswered. Elizabeth Jacobson's going to bring it up the floor for Underwood. Hands it off to Leah Hall, and Hall will direct traffic. Now to Aaliyah Humphrey. Feed underneath Jacobson. Kick out? No, not a kick out. A nice feed underneath to Delaney Ambrose, and she scores, and it's an 11-point lead for the Eagles. Now a wild 2-point jumper on the way for Mayhall. That's no good, and Kuemper just taking bad shots here. They still have not scored in this second half, and it's an 8-0 run to start the third here for Underwood. Here's Aaliyah Humphrey outside. Gets it to Haley Stengel. Back to Humphrey. Humphrey drives baseline, stops, kicks back out. Leah Hall with it. In the corner for Stengel. Dribbles it to the right wing. Stengel almost lost it. Now she did lose it. She gets it back. Now way away from the basket is Aaliyah Humphrey with 8 to shoot. Humphrey drives, puts it up, draws the foul, and she'll head to the line for 2. And this Underwood team is just getting to their sets and running them to perfection right now. And I want to go back to that last play, Tim, because Elizabeth Jacobson had 3 defenders around her when she caught the ball in the low post, and she had the wherewithal to turn around and pass it to Delaney Ambrose, who was wide open because there was nobody left in the paint.
And we have to give credit also to Delaney Ambrose, who recognizes that and started moving to the basket to be wide open for a layup. Teamwork. They've done that before, obviously.
Right now, Underwood dominant to start this second half. Second free throw on the way for Humphrey. She goes 1 for 2. So it's a 12-point lead now, the largest of the evening for the Eagles. Kuemper still has not scored in this third quarter. And they almost turn it over again. Now we get a scramble for the ball on the floor. It's a jump ball. The possession arrow stays with Kuemper. 3.5 to go in the third quarter. This is a 4.5-minute scoring drought for the Knights. Here's Mayhall to inbound it, gets it in to Tiefenthaler, off the glass and in, and finally they score, and finally the students can stand up. Now here's Kinsley Ferguson, just dribbled her way into a corner and traveled. Now Kuemper with a little bit of life, still trailing by 10 with 3:15 to go in the third. Mayhall in the high post for Franny Glenn. Now Tiefenthaler tried to kick it out, stolen away by Aaliyah Humphrey. Humphrey now with a one-on-one. She puts it up, she's fouled. Carson Overmole gets in her way, and Humphrey will go to the line for two. I don't mind that foul, though, because a player like Humphrey, she's not going to miss a layup. So you might as well send her to the line, make her earn it, right, Tim?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Especially because Overmole only has one foul.
And Humphrey was actually floating away from the basket a little bit, too.
First free throw is good for Aaliyah Humphrey. Lauren Bell comes back into the game as Tiefenthaler has a seat. Carly Nelson checks in as Ambrose has a seat for Underwood. Second shot on the way for Humphrey is good. She goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's a 12-point lead now for the Eagles. Under 3 to play in the third. Kick out. Casey Peter, a wild floater. That's no good. And the rebound to Elizabeth Jacobson. And right now, Tim, Kuemper's just not taking good shots.
No, they need to calm down a little bit and get more in their sets. I realize there's still plenty of time in this game.
Feet underneath. Now the kick out. Haley Stengel for 3. Looked like it got blocked. Elizabeth Jacobson got the board and one. Elizabeth Jacobson. The ball fell into her hands after it was tipped on the three-pointer. She caught the ball, put it up, got the foul and the bucket, and she'll head to the line to make it a 15-point game, Tim.
And if the statistician is your friend on that, the original shot will be credited as an assist.
It should be. So Jacobson in the line for the and one. How many points she got tonight, Tim? I can't see the scoreboard. Free throw is no good. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Carly Nelson. Now Jacobson a jumper, that's no good. And the rebound still tipped around, still not controlled. And finally Casey Peter comes down with it for Kuemper. Now up ahead, here's Lauren Bell. And she got fouled by Nelson.
I think Jacobson's got 18.
18 points for Elizabeth Jacobson. Not too shabby. Here's the kick out. Mayhall. Dribble handoff to Casey Peter. Nice head fake. Puts up a floater in the lane. No good. Rebound to Jacobson. And Jacobson's not only tall, but she's in the right position for rebounds. It reminds me of like a Dennis Rodman, right? He wasn't huge, but he was always in the right spot. And that's what Jacobson does on top of being 6'2".
And some of that is as much just pure instinct as it is, good
just
coaching.
having played a lot of basketball, yeah.
Right.
Here's Aaliyah Humphrey. Kick out. Nelson, 2-point J. That's no good. Tipped out, though. Nicely done by Humphrey. Now Humphrey's going to take a 3 from the corner. That's just off the mark, but another offensive board for Jacobson as she scores. And this game has been blown open. 16 points is the lead for Underwood with 1:37 to go in the third. Now underneath. And we get a foul called on Jacobson. Looks like she got a lot of ball there, but Franny Glenn will head to the line for a pair of free throws. That's going to be the third on Elizabeth Jacobson, so that'll be something to keep your eye on here. But with a 16-point lead, Underwood's got to be feeling pretty comfortable, especially with the way this Kuemper offense has gone stagnant, Tim. Free throw is good for Franny Glenn. Of course, a reminder, we will see the boys matchup in this sort of postseason doubleheader here. Of course, the boys' game was supposed to be played last night between Underwood and Red Oak. They had to move it due to the weather. So we will have a different stream link for that. It will be audio only for Underwood and Red Oak. Boys, that is supposed to be an 8 o'clock tip-off. Meanwhile, 2 for 2 at the line goes Franny Glenn. It's a 14-point lead for Underwood and a timeout. Kuemper. 90 seconds to go here in the third. We'll be back here on the KMAX stream.
In AgriVision Equipment know two things about the future of ag. 1, technology will continue to evolve, and 2, it's still all about the people that make it happen. AgriVision Equipment is looking for those people to share in the excitement of driverless vehicles, artificial intelligence, drones, and even more John Deere innovation. If you're excited about what this will offer the ag industry, you might be a fit for service technician positions receiving a competitive wage, benefits package, job growth, and stability. Apply at agrivisionequipment.com/tech.
Minute 31 to go here in the third quarter, and Underwood has completely controlled this third quarter, outscoring Kuemper 15-4 at the moment with the ball and still 90 seconds left, so they could add to that. Here's Leah Hall with it, trying to get it across the timeline. She does as she gets it up ahead to Haley Stengel. Now outside of Leah Humphrey. Tight defense there and a foul called on Carson Overmole. So another inbound here. Fouls have been a bit less in this third, but not significantly less. Still 9 fouls called in the 7 and some change that we played here in the third quarter. Meanwhile, there's a steal from Catherine Mayhall. Now Mayhall wants to push the pace. Aaliyah Humphrey with her step for step. Kicks it out to Tiefenthaler. Now she feeds it down low. Turn around. Franny Glenn drew the foul.
Just couldn't get the friendly roll to get the basket.
So 59 seconds left. And Tim, when you are when you're trying to come back, when you're trying to get into a game, free throws, get back into a game, free throws the best way to do that. Clock's not running, and you're able to score points. So Franny Glenn misses the first one off the front iron.
There's not much defense for free throws.
unless you did what Carson Overmole did last. Oh, we get a little bit of a
Line violation.
What was that? What was that, Tim?
Line violation on the shooter.
Okay. Then we had
a little discussion.
Yeah, a little discussion with a
fan.
gentleman sitting there in the front row on the Underwood side. Interesting. Must have said something referee did not like. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Still a 14-point lead for Underwood. Franny Glenn went 0 for 2 at the line.
And the official that was over there, I know him. I've worked with him. He is very tolerant, but there are lines that people can cross. And apparently that particular parent crossed it. And, he's still sitting in here, so, we'll give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt both ways here.
Inbound to Leah Hall. Leah Hall's going to drive baseline, puts it up, draws a foul.
The good news about that foul is the basket didn't go in. If there is any good news about that foul.
That'll put Underwood in the bonus. Now the rest of the way, they'll be shooting free throws for the entire fourth quarter. First free throw on the way for Leah Hall is good.
Shot for Leah Hall. Kinsley Ferguson returns.
So foul 7-4 in favor of Underwood. 7 on Kuemper, 4 on Underwood. In the first half, it was the opposite.
Second shot.
Underwood had 13 and Kuemper had 8. Second free throw is good for Leah Hall. It's a 16-point lead again. 50-34 the score, 25 seconds to go. Kuemper can have last shot if they want it. Here's Overmole driving, floater on the lane, on the baseline. That's no good, but she draws the foul and she'll head to the line for 2.
She's got a very unconventional shot. I think that's what's causing the defenders a little bit of a problem. It looks like all of her shots tonight have been that floater.
First free throw on the way for Overmole is no good.
Couple that with the fact that she's left-handed.
Mm-hmm. Humphrey checks back into the game, as does Jacobson. So they're going to get the last shot here, Underwood will, with 19 seconds left in the third quarter. Stengel and Carly Nelson check out. Free throw on the way, no good. Rebound controlled by Humphrey. So 0 for 2 at the line goes over Mole, and that is not what you want if you're trying to get back into a game. 12 seconds left on the third quarter. 16-point lead for Underwood. We'll see if they can add to it here. 5 seconds now. Humphrey still dribbling around. Now she's just going to pull up for three. Can't hit. Rebound to Humphrey. Tried to put up a floater. Could not do so. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Dominant third quarter it was for Underwood. 17-4 was the score in that third quarter. And they take a 16-point lead into the fourth. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the KMAX Stream.
Dave Lyon Towing and Repair has been serving the Underwood area for over 40 years. They offer 24-hour light and heavy-duty towing and recovery, including a rotator, winch equipment, wreckers, and flatbeds to serve you. They're available for repair on cars and trucks Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 134th Street in Underwood, when you need a lift or repair work, call Dave Lyon Towing and Repair of Underwood, Iowa. 712-566-2317. Not the biggest, just the best.
Drop in to the Do Drop In for fantastic daily food specials. For lunch on Monday, chicken fried steak. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is a wild card. Thursday, bacon cheeseburger, fries, and chocolate cake. And Friday is a sirloin steak sandwich. And for supper specials, on Thursday it's roasted chicken and Friday prime rib. Open 11:30 till 9 weekdays, till 2 Friday and Saturday, and closed Sundays. Drop in to the Do Drop in McClellan for great family food and drinks with friends.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Underwood. Next stop is alongside Tim Bloom, and the Eagles dominated the third quarter to the tune of a 17-4 margin, and they have taken a 16-point lead into the fourth, and they will look to protect that and get into the regional finals for the second year in a row. And meanwhile, Kuemper is going to need a miracle comeback here, and now we get a, what was that, Tim? What'd they call?
5-second closely guarded.
Interesting. Don't see that called very often anymore.
Well, I think what happened when Humphrey went to pivot with the ball and go more towards the basket, she kind of stumbled a little bit, and to regain her footing, took up the extra time.
Catherine Mayhall missed a three by a large margin, and then Lauren Bell got the rebound and traveled. So a turnover there for Kuemper. 7.5 left in this game. The inbound to Leah Hall. Phantom press here from Kuemper. Hall gets it across the timeline, picks up her dribble, nowhere to go with it, and then gets it to Leah Humphrey, and she cruises in, can't get the shot to go. She got her own board kick out. Tyler Holt for three. That's way off the mark. Ambrose pulls it down. Now we get a fight for it and a jump ball, and it will stay with the Eagles. Aaliyah Humphrey shot a runner, Tim, on the baseline, missed it, and ran to the other side and caught it on the other side of the basket.
Got her own rebound.
And they just switched the arrows again.
Right. The arrow was pointing in Kuemper's direction.
All right. That was just impressive from Aaliyah Humphrey. She is playing her heart out tonight, and it's showing. Lots of hustle.
Well,
can't really dog it when your dad's on the sideline, huh, Tim?
It's difficult. And she's a very experienced ball player.
Here's Tiefenthaler drawing the foul in the lane. So she'll head to the line for a pair of free throws. Kuemper needs points, and they need them now, Tim. I mean, this is, we're down to the 6:52 mark. It's down by 16. It's big.
You could make the case that they might need to shoot them a little farther away.
Second shot for Elsa Tiefenthaler.
First shot is on the way for Tiefenthaler, and it's good. So a 15-point lead now for Underwood. Second free throw off the mark, front iron. Elizabeth Jacobson, just nothing you can do against that. She pulls down the board. Here's Aaliyah Humphrey bringing it up the floor. She just put Catherine Mayhall in a spin cycle, and then she gets it down low to Elizabeth Jacobson. That is just beautiful basketball, Tim Bloom.
And Jacobson went up with the left hand to shield the defender. Again, lots of time on the basketball floor with a ball in your hands to know what to do in that situation.
Well, and Humphrey and Jacobson a lot of time together on the basketball floor, which really plays into a move like that. I mean, Aaliyah Humphrey just put Catherine Mayhall in a twister right there and drove the lane, found the open pass. Meanwhile, we had a foul on the floor on the other side here. So Tiefenthaler is going to go to the line for a 1-and-1, and just like that, the fouls are even, 7-7. Tiffenthaler, just a freshman in the starting lineup for Kuemper. He's had a pretty good performance tonight. Free throw, front end of the 1-and-1's no good. Jacobson pulls down the board. Jacobson's got to be working on a double-double. Probably already has one, I would guess. Here's Humphrey with it outside. Dribble handoff to Leah Hall. Hall gets it back to Humphrey. Humphrey. Now here's Kinsley Ferguson. Ferguson tried to feed it down low to Ambrose, but it was stolen away. Nice job there by Lauren Bell to stick with it. Now up ahead on a breakaway and a foul, and that's Tiefenthaler. She'll head to the line for 2 shots.
Again, couldn't get it to roll. And it looks like Underwood is trying to run kind of a weave to bring the shot clock down, which you can't blame him for either.
Nope. 6 minutes left in this one. A 17-point lead for the Eagles. First free throw on the way off the back iron for Tiefenthaler.
Glenn and Fletcher check in. Second shot.
And second free throw is up, and it's good. So she gets the roll there. Still a 16-point lead for the Eagles as time continues to tick down. Kuemper has made no progress so far on the first 2 and some change in this fourth quarter. Feed down low to Elizabeth Jacobson, just too easy. Just turns around and lays it in, and you just can't do anything about that. And right now the Eagles are starting to smell the regional finals. 18 points is the lead, and now we get another foul on the floor called as Lauren Bell was driving the baseline. She was pushed by Delaney Ambrose, so the second on her. But with 5.5 to go on an 18-point lead, if you're Andy Van Vossen over there on the Underwood sideline, you got to be feeling pretty good about where your team's at. First free throw on the way. That's no good. Missed the front end. Long rebound, though, pulled down by Franny Glenn. Now outside with it is Tiefenthaler. Nice pass to a cutting Mayhall, and she scores over the big 6'2" Elizabeth Jacobson. And we get a timeout. 5:23 to go here in the fourth quarter. Underwood in complete control, a 16-point lead. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
.23 left in this one. Coming out of the timeout from Kuemper, still a 16-point lead for Underwood. They can smell the regional finals. And barring a mass implosion here from the Eagles, they are in a really good spot as Aaliyah Humphrey gets it across the timeline. Kinsley Ferguson now with it in the corner. Brings it out to the top of the key. Now she just drives a wide open lane, and she just lays it in and draws the foul. Nobody was there to defend. They were so worried about the pass to Elizabeth Jacobson that they just forgot about Kinsley Ferguson, Tim. And she had the ball.
Well, I'm guessing she was as surprised as how open she was as the rest of us.
There was nobody in the lane because they were all just worried about when the pass was going to be to Jacobson. And just like that, Kinsley Ferguson lays it in. She can't complete the three-point play, but it's still an 18-point lead for Underwood. And now a pass in the lane, knocked away by Delaney Ambrose, and then Catherine Mayhall tried to save it, and she stepped on the line in doing so. So with 5 minutes left in this one, Underwood in complete control with an 18-point lead. This has been such an impressive performance from the Eagles, especially with the crowd like this, Tim. It was almost like they're playing on the road tonight. I mean, this Kuemper crowd was so loud, and Kinsley Ferguson just went in and tried to score again. Now we have a tie-up situation. No jump ball called up ahead. And they're going to get a...
I think they just both fell down.
out of bounds. But
at least that's what the official was thinking, and he's standing right in front of it.
You just look at this second half performance from Underwood. I mean, we're talking a 23-8 score so far in the second half through about a quarter and a half. So it's just been so impressive the way that they have run this offense and locked down on defense. As that's another missed three from Tiefenthaler. Has Kuemper made a three-pointer yet tonight, Tim? If they have, it's not very many.
It was very early. I think it was out here kind of in front of us.
Okay. That might be the only one.
There might have been one.
They have struggled from outside, and that has really done them in here. As Kinsley Ferguson had it poked away for a second, and then we get a timeout called by Jack. That's his son, Andy Van Fossen. 4:12 to go in the fourth quarter. 18-point lead here for the Eagles. We'll be back in 30 seconds here in the K-Man Extreme. Nottoway Valley trailed. Four minutes and 12 seconds remaining on the clock in this one. A Class 2A Region 8 semifinal game. And the Underwood Eagles are well on their way to a regional final appearance as the inbound there was knocked out of bounds off of Underwood. Elizabeth Jacobson hit the deck hard, comes up with a smile on her face. And again, what a
she had more of a smile than Coach Van Fossen did on that play.
I thought maybe there would be a foul called with the way some of these whistles have gone, but then Casey Peter traveled. You just talk about the coaching job here from Andy Van Fossen in this second half. Kuemper made that run at the end of the first half to make it a three-point game, but his ability to calm his girls down and the way they have gotten to their sets in this second half, Tim, has been really impressive.
They are not making very many mistakes, and we're getting to a point where if they hold the lead, Coach Van Fossen is going to think about, when do I set Jacobson down, when do I set Humphrey down, so that they don't risk injuries or anything like that, because if everything goes according to the way we're seeing so far, they're going to have another game in a couple of days.
3:54 left in the game as Kinsley Ferguson's at the line for a 1-and-1. She missed the front end, so the rebound goes underneath to Franny Glenn, and now here's Catherine Mayhall bringing it up the floor. Kick out. Tiefenthaler's going to take a three. That's no good. Nice contest there by Aaliyah Humphrey.
Wow, a rebound that wasn't cleared by Jacobson.
There's Leah Hall with it outside. Underwood is just going to kill the clock, and barring a miraculous comeback here from Kuemper, the Underwood Eagles are going to move on to the Class 2A Region 8 finals. They will play either they will play either Pocahontas area or South Central Calhoun. Elizabeth Jacobson with another bucket there, and it's a 20-point lead for the Underwood Eagles. Three on the way for Catherine Mayhall's off the mark, and the rebound. That was the other three. They've made two. Mayhall banked that one in.
Oh, that's right.
And
the bank was open for her.
Tiefenthaler made the one down here, but they have not made a single three in the second half. And now Aaliyah Humphrey is going to drive out of bounds off of Kuemper. So Aaliyah Humphrey has 14 points. I think Elizabeth Jacobson has 26. I think is that. Now she can't get the 27th and 28th points there. Under 3 to play, 20-point lead for Underwood up ahead. A nice lay-in there for Tiefenthaler, but with 2.5 to go in this one, it's going to be the Underwood Eagles moving on to the next round. Is another easy lay-in for Jacobson. And it's fascinating, Tim, because this is a team that, has been kind of around that 8, 9, 10 range in the rankings all year. They're 11 right now. As Leah Humphrey with a steal
by Humphrey.
And she just cruises in for another lay-in. And it's all smiles right now on the Underwood side. As the Underwood Eagles, the fans are on their feet. And with 2 minutes to go, they've taken a 22-point lead.
Humphrey almost got another steal.
She is playing her heart out tonight. And again, Tim, this was a team that, like I said, just a week and a half ago, they lost by 34 points on the road at Trainers. And they didn't even look like a team that belonged on the same floor. But tonight, they're a completely different squad. And I think that, again, goes back to the credit to Andy Van Fossen for getting his team right, calming them down after that loss. They go and they blow out AHSTW, and now they come here and they blow out Kuemper in the second half. And it's truly just remarkable how much better they look than when I saw them 2 weeks ago.
And Underwood just did a big line change.
Yeah, we get all new players into this one. Benches have cleared for the Eagles and to some extent for the Knights as well. With 90 seconds left as Mayhall draws a hard foul. And again, they're sitting in that 8, 9, 10, 11 in the rankings, but with a player like Elizabeth Jacobson and a guard like Aaliyah Humphrey, Tim, this is a team that if I am a top seed in the state tournament, given that they make it there, they still have to win next week, but this is a team I don't want to see.
They had everything going the way they wanted tonight. Started off a little slower, but then they got it going.
Mayhall goes 2 for 2 at the line. 90 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Standing ovation for Kuemper seniors as their season's going to come to an end tonight. Catherine Mayhall, who played her heart out tonight, just could not really get the shots to fall. Got to give her a lot of credit for what she did this season.
She had a great ball game.
She had a great season, too, senior year, as Underwood's going to keep the ball there. Again, Underwood will go on to play either Pocahontas area or South Central Calhoun. I'm going to try to find a score here for us. That one's close, Tim. 46-43, Pocahontas area leads South Central Calhoun with 1:30 to go. That was the last update. So, who knows? One's still to be decided. They're still calling fouls here.
Well, Pocahontas area, I believe, is the top seed in that particular bracket.
Yep.
If South Central Calhoun would win that, I wonder if there's a chance that next game is going to be here in Underwood.
They did not. They did not win that. Final score, Pocahontas area 50, South Central Calhoun 43. So they got all they could handle, Pocahontas area did, and so that is going to set up a match between Underwood and Pocahontas area in the Class 2A Region 8 final. Now, remind me, Tim, is that a neutral site game? I believe it would be, correct?
No, in the girls' union,
girls host?
It says highest remaining seed.
Okay. Tim, what are your thoughts as an official in a game like this when it's a 20-point margin and, there are no starters left out on the floor for either team and you're still calling all the fouls? I mean, what do you think?
You've got to call the game the same way at the end for the lower level players because they deserve the same level that the starters had. So you've got to be consistent all the way through. And I think these guys have been really consistent all night. Yes, there's been a lot of fouls. But by the other side of that is the players are committing a lot of fouls.
Outside with it, Allie Fletcher. Gets to Haley Stengel. Jordan Reimer puts up a floater on the baseline, and she scores.
They did. Even the non-starters did a great job of running what Coach Van Fossen yells is his 5 out, and got a shot late in the shot clock. Just shows that they practice just as hard as the starters do.
Turnaround shot's no good, and that is going to take us to the end of this one. Haley Stengel's going to dribble it out. And the Underwood Eagles with a blowout win here in the Class 2A Region 8 semifinals. 64-43 the final score. What an effort, Tim Bloom, from the Eagles there in the second half.
They once they got things rolling the way they wanted it to, there was no stopping it. It was almost like they were playing, downhill, to use a football analogy. Once things started going well, they kept going well.
Yeah.
I kind of looked, when I first saw this bracket come out, I kind of thought there was a pretty good chance we'd see Kuemper come up against Underwood. I would have expected Underwood to come out on top, but not by this margin.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too. For future employment, no experience necessary, we will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Pierce Communications in Southwest Iowa is putting their full support behind the student athletes in tonight's broadcast. The local family-owned business provides complete solutions to your telecommunication needs. With competitive pricing, their team of technicians pay attention to every detail to ensure and provide high-quality workmanship. With fast availability, you can expect immediate computer service in case of emergency. Contact Pierce Communications, your Southwest Iowa security and telecommunications experts at 712-388-6260 and ask about their VoIP cloud offerings. Pierce Communications, business systems are their business.
They've played a pretty stout schedule, as Underwood has. I mean, Underwood didn't back off to anybody. They won the Western Iowa Conference, which happens to include teams like, Trainer and Logan Magnolia, who beat Trainer at Logan. So, comparable teams.
Yeah, definitely a good matchup on paper, but Underwood with a dominant second half to take this one 64-43. The final score, Elizabeth Jacobson had 28 to lead the game. Aaliyah Humphrey had 16, and the Eagles are moving on to the regional finals where they will meet Pocahontas area. Go to KMAland.com right now. Click on the sports tab and the live stream tab to hear, audio only, broadcast of this next game. It'll be Underwood hosting Red Oak in the Class 2A District 8 boys semifinal matchup. We got a doubleheader for you. Never been done before, at least by me, and we're going to do it, Tim.
I've officiated a doubleheader at the district level, and at the district level, it's where you really want to come in and do one game and give it your all, and go home.
Yeah.
So, many years ago, they used to have a crew do doubleheaders. But they've changed that up, and justifiably so.
All right, Tim, we are going to go ahead and jump off this one, and we're going to go over to the next one. We will be on the other link. Please go click on that link to hear more of myself and Tim. The boys' action coming up for you in about a half hour. We'll be back on a different link here on the KMAX Street. If you're leaving us, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.